Before I open the floor, I'd like you all to meet your brand new security, the Protector 101 series robot. 1 week from tonight at closing, Protectors will begin their patrol of the wall.
Atari VCS games on the television. This must be the bargain of the year. There's an amazing parade of arcade-quality games for this console, just right for those of you who love playing classics. 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 For those of you possible.
Hello, welcome, and welcome, and welcome, and welcome. It's Movie Dumpster
Welcome.
Live for our March 2021 wrap-up. What's going on?
See a few people in the chat here.
A bot?
How's everybody doing? Yeah, we got a bot in there
I would-
telling us to go get some big follows.
I would like to become famous. Try anyone. 48025.
Pretty good. Kyle McDonald, how you doing? CJ, how you doing?
What's up, guys?
Connor, as you can see, lost his skin and muscles. He had some personal stuff kind of come up very last minute, and we don't want to speak for him, but he could not make it due to that. Hopefully we can get him on the next one.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So with we're gonna probably wait a couple minutes just for people to get in here, but
Before we start laying down what the deal is.
the Legend of Lubden.
The Legend
obviously.
of Love, yeah. Mm-hmm. Monsters from outer space, giant lizards and monkeys living together, mass hysteria.
Yeah. Hey Julie, how you doing? We got it's Baldwin honey in here saying Baldwin blessings. Get in the car. My new favorite bit, I haven't really been able to implement it in the show too much yet because it hasn't really come up. I think I got it in one episode. I got the joke in that I feel like Baldwin only drinks American tequila, like because of that whole shit in Pursuit where he was like part South American, but he was like racist about it, and he was like a big slob.
Mm.
I'm not from La Paz.
I don't speak Spanish. What are you talking about?
Right, and I also just think it would be very Daniel Baldwin of him to only drink, American tequila. Obviously, I would hope that people understand that joke because it's not very
He
good.
drinks Jose Cuervo. What's that other tequila?
We swear to God, it's not American. It's not.
What's that other tequila that's made in the States?
Honestly, I probably wouldn't have drank it, so I couldn't tell
No
you, to
idea.
be perfectly honest.
If it's not American, it's not for Bad Boy Daniel.
I mean, that's the sad thing. As long, he only buys American, but if there's just a bottle lying around from, Mexico, Germany, Russia, anywhere, he's chugging it.
Oh yeah. CJ and Kyle, thanks for the kind words. We'll definitely pass it along.
So I guess it's been a month, guys. Believe it or not, it's kind of crazy that we're coming up to April. I feel like March just fucking flew by.
It's already almost the middle of the year. It feels like.
Okay, let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. We're only about 4 months in. We
I
got
know.
2 more before we hit that milestone.
I know, but like I turned around and blinked, and it was April.
It at least for me definitely is moving a lot faster than last year.
Yeah.
There's obviously some factors that involve with that, but you're not kidding, Joe.
So March. What
Of the Wooden Clint.
March of the Wooden yeah. So what did we drop first this month? Leprechaun
what's going on,
4
Dave?
in space.
Yes. Oh my God. This movie.
What's up, Dave?
What can I say? If you guys listen to the episode, you know where we stood on that one. But whether you like it or not, goddamn, you got to at least see this movie.
It's so good. And again, like
I got
it's
I got the shirt
it's
on.
definitely one of the better Leprechaun movies, I think, in general. Um, for me, like I said on the episode, like 1 through 4, is the quadrilogy of Leprechaun, the
And then the rest just
legacy.
fall off a cliff.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Like he gets blown up in fucking space. I don't need any more than that. It's fine.
Yeah, it is a great shirt, Video Nasties. You can get it over at Cavity Colors if they still got them. I picked this up on a re-release around the beginning of the month, but definitely check that out if you want to pick one up. Yeah, you know what? I did not really love that movie at all, but there's just so many amazing moments. It's like, Lubden, and for those that don't know, I'm assuming you all do if you are watching this live show and listen to the show, but Lubden, of course, is the unofficial / official name of Leprechaun in the comic books, supposedly. That then people just like went to the internet to change every fucking wiki to make sure that that was known to the general public.
Within the MDU, he is Lubden. No ifs, ands, or buts
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
The Shamrock shake making, starfish fucking, gold twirling leprechaun Lubden.
The lovable little person.
Yeah, he's very lovable, but I mean, there's a scene where he fucking straight up breaks down a lightsaber. Like, how can you not laugh at that?
I still like one of my favorite parts is that fucking work video, that the safety video that he pops up on. Still one of my
That is still
favorites.
so Freddy.
Oh, yeah.
That bit where we were kind of doing the whole Freddy Krueger comparison just kind of killed me in the edit. And you get on a listen also, to be perfectly honest.
Watch this. Oh, I cut my fingers off. And yes, Leprechaun 2 is the best, hands down.
It's pretty good. He comes out of Houdini's tree. It's got Clint Howard in it for like 5 minutes.
I think that's the last one where they tried to be scary. Like they tried to have like spooky bits in it.
Yeah.
Every like 3 and 4 are just full tilt boogie on the fucking comedy and ludicrous situations.
I would even argue like 3 especially. Like 4 is wacky as hell, but they have that whole like alien parody, weaved in throughout it.
Yeah.
Whereas 3 is just this wacky fucking trip to Vegas where he's making people have money come out of their mouth and he's making LaWanda's ass blow up and
Caroline
and he
Williams'
has that
ass explodes.
Oh, that's a brutal kill. Speaking of, we didn't cover it, but Tony from Hack the Movies did an episode talking about tapes with James Rolfe, aka the Angry Video Game Nerd. Go check that out if you want to learn more about Leprechaun 3. But that one's pretty damn good. I mean, I didn't watch it this year to kind of catch up, but I watched a few clip reels just to kind of get reacquainted with it. And I don't know, that might be up there for me. But 4 is really just a novelty for me personally.
3, we didn't watch all of them on the St. Patrick's Day. I think we watched 2 and 3, because we love 2, Julie and I. And then 3 I watched at the end of the night. And I mean, I really like it. It's definitely, I don't know, it's fine. It's just,
Sure.
It's not my favorite of the sequels, that's all.
It's definitely way more comedy than I would even argue in 4. I mean, 4 just kind of goes all ass out by the end of that movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, CJ, totally. Leprechaun 3 and Wishmaster 2, double feature.
I haven't seen Wishmaster 2 in a fucking minute. 1 I watched about a year or two ago again. Holds up really well.
Definitely, you can go check out Hack the Movies review on Wishmaster 2. Oh, wait, can you still watch it in this country?
You can watch Wishmaster 1, but 2 is currently blocked everywhere but like Germany.
But check it out if you get a chance. It's weird. Some guy fucks himself, literally.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a portal gun.
No.
He doesn't have some kind of tool to aid him. And then of course, if you listen to the episode, I was just kind of joking about it a little bit earlier, but Leprechaun 4 just goes all in on those alien references. It probably was a blast to make this movie. I can just imagine coming to work every day and it's like, we're just basically making fun of aliens and no one's doing anything about it. And it's got a leprechaun running around, shooting off wisecracks.
I mean, that was the pitch, I feel like, right? Like, hey, we're going to make fucking
it had to be,
aliens, but with Leprechaun.
Yeah. And like Connor was talking about in the episode, it's like it makes me think: did Hellraiser, the producers of Hellraiser and the Friday the 13th series, they have that same kind of pitch?
Yeah.
Or what if he was in space?
Fuck it. Let's go to space. Was he the? Does that predate Hellraiser in space?
I honestly don't know because I've never seen it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Wouldn't that be something if Leprechaun 4 was the progenitor of that? Like, it's such a goofy thing now. We're like, oh yeah, in space, but like,
right?
For a minute there, people were like, yeah, let's do that, Jason X.
Well, I mean, when we talked about that in that episode quite a bit, actually. And it's like, it's kind of funny in Leprechaun 4, they don't explain at all what, how a leprechaun is this, that, or the other thing. It's just an alien. And in Jason X in particular, they go out of their way to be like, yeah, we exhumed them from Camp Crystal Lake.
Well, that's what's great about that's what's great about the Leprechaun movies, because it's literally a different one in every one. You know what I mean? Because you can have you have a race of fairy people that you can just keep pulling. I mean, you could go to infinity with those. I mean, I guess Jason too, but like, it makes more sense to put the Leprechaun in different situations like that than Jason.
Or, you just leave him in a well, some green shit shoots out of it, gets in Francis's mouth, and then he gets his lucky coin back.
Man,
I still gotta watch that.
There's mixed, within our group of friends, there's mixed opinions on that film, but I'm really not into it at all.
Sure.
Again,
not for everybody.
No, and again, that absence of Warwick really, really, really hurts it, I feel like. If he was in it, I would probably give it a pass, just because, and it would kind of be neat because, to come back, like to do 6 sequels? 5 or 6 sequels?
Right.
And then to come back and do a direct sequel to the first movie? I don't know.
And, I did say this on the episode also, just a quick correction, which is funny. I'm correcting something that I said on this episode, but last year we actually got it right when we did A Very Unlucky Leprechaun. Joe, I should say, got it right. He actually did that after Leprechaun 4 and not prior, because I did make a joke, which, I still think it was fucking funny, so who cares, where I was saying, this is his 5th time playing this character.
Same difference, dude. Like, it is true. I mean, it's still his 5th time playing the character, but like,
I did read that. I don't remember the name of the movie off the top of my head, but he did, between 4 and A Very Unlucky Leprechaun, he did have one other movie where he was not a leprechaun, but it was some kind of fantasy action movie.
Oh, really? I gotta look that up.
Yeah, it might be worth looking into. But yeah, Johnny Disaster saying he's surprised that we haven't done an episode on any of the Wishmaster movies yet. It's probably gotta we definitely have to have some kind of djinn or genie. Possibly, the ones that you're talking about. Maybe this guy that comes out of a boombox. I don't know. we have options.
I definitely, while I would like to do what Sean's alluding to, I do want to do another really great genie movie called The Outing, aka The Lamp. It's a really fucking good 80s monster movie about a genie. It's good.
An evil genie, I would have to guess.
An evil genie. I gotta situate my setup where like I can get up easy and just grab a movie, but I got all this shit in front of me over here, and it's, wait a second.
Okay, he's looking now. He's got, we joke about that vault on the show occasionally. Joe's kind of embedded in it right now.
I am inside it. I am Scrooge McDuck bathing in his fucking coins right now.
He's going to pull one of those tapes out, and it's going to be like Uncle Fester and Addams Family when he uncorks that fucking bottle, and it's just going to spin, and you're going to just see all these fucking DVDs and VHS tapes fucking lined up like it's the MDU archives.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's over there. The O's are over there. It's all alphabetical, because I'm a maniac.
Yeah, we have a couple films kind of on a running list that you guys have sent in and other fans over the years that we're going to try to come back to, and that might be a good one to add to the list.
I forgot what I was going to say, so let's just keep going.
All right. Anything else about Leprechaun? You guys in the chat, you got any Leprechaun questions for us? I mean, feel free to think on it for a minute. I could talk about this son of a bitch all day. I mean, especially with the way we kind of crafted this character on the show. I think that's part of the fun of doing this show is kind of like taking these characters and, for lack of a better term, MDUizing them. I mean, for God's sake. Oh, go ahead.
Building the universe. I mean, that's half the fun too, right?
Yeah, and I always go back to, just on a side tangent real quick, I always think about Professor Oak.
and his Pokemon ranch of
Yeah,
MDU creatures.
He's got Jason on there in a fucking, like, in a VR room, just throwing people in there. It's like a cabin in the woods scenario.
Exactly.
We make a reference to that in our latest episode briefly, that these alien creatures possibly escape from their Pokeball, which we'll come back to in a little bit. Just love that bit for some reason, and we even had that joke about Mr. Mime getting cucked or something like that. I don't know where we were even going with that one, but it was a lot of fun to talk about.
It was Mr. Mime miming to Ash about Professor Oak fucking his mom. I'm pretty sure.
He's just going like,
Mr. Mime, mime. Your mother. Oh yeah, CJ, the outing fucking rules.
What do we have next? I'm trying to think back. You know what? I have a calendar app on my phone I could just look at, but I'm trying to remember this stuff from a month of just nonstop shit.
It has been a whirlwind this month. Real quick, not a quite. Yes, that's true. Julie says that the starfish now lives in our kitchen, so we have unlimited shamrock shakes.
Well, you gotta, get. I was gonna say, like Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah.
You got starfish on the shelf, but it's like, you gotta figure out where Lupton puts him all the time after he pumps himself clean into it.
We leave him out on a plate, like Santa Claus cookie, like for cookies for Santa. And Lupton,
you put like 4-leaf clovers all around it for him.
He eats up the 4-leaf clovers. He fucks the starfish. We get the shamrock shake. I mean, it's a win-win.
If you saw that video I did on the Instagram, I guess I'm all for it. Stuck it down a little bit of Lupton cum. Why not? I think the next thing we did was kind of we jumped into those watch-alongs with the patrons.
Did we? Was it a watch-along or did we release Stone Cold?
We had I think it was Kong Skull Island, actually, we did, and then our Stone Cold commentary. Obviously, as part of our lead into Godzilla vs. Kong, which still really excited for that. It comes out in a few days at this point.
Yeah, well, it comes out Thursday? This Thursday it comes out.
Yeah, the 31st, I think that is Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, all our patrons got to watch it. And again, just to clear that up real quick, we're trying a few things to make it more exclusive so that we kind of just ignore it, that like we're not streaming, but we tell you guys like privately that we are, so that you can jump on, but literally anybody can pop in. But we're trying to do like a Discord server where it's closed and you need a password and stuff to get in, so that will be more secure going forward, but we're doing what we can for now. So I hope you dug it. But yeah, King Kong was fine. I actually liked it better than King of the Monsters, to tell you the truth.
Oh yeah, I agree, 100%.
And I never thought I'd say that. I never thought I'd say I liked a King Kong movie better than Godzilla.
I mean, we might as well just talk about both briefly since we're on the topic. Sure. Kong Skull Island is not like some kind of masterpiece, but I enjoyed the majority of it. And like Sam Jackson's kind of great in that. Kong's great. But you have all these other characters that are just kind of there. Like even John Goodman's great, but he just has so little to do. And then, of course, Hiddleston and Brie Larson they're fine, but they really don't add anything to the movie.
I mean, really, it was made so that we can have Godzilla vs. King Kong. That's literally it. It was, the monster verse or what have you.
Not the dark universe this time. We didn't want to have to repeat that mistake.
Snyder's cut Skull Island.
Russell Crowe is Dr. Jekyll.
Hello, I'm Gerard Butler. Here is King Kong's Skull Island.
Angel has fallen.
King Kong has fallen.
Before we get too away from this, Ken Smith in the chat says, where does Luck of the Irish fit in on the Leprechaun scale?
So
I actually re-listened.
What does that mean? Like, what is the Leprechaun scale?
How lucky is he? Or it, rather?
How lucky is he? Is that what it is?
He's pretty fucking lucky because I re-listened to that episode because you can't get me to rewatch that fucking movie. We talk about pasta face. That was like corned beef and cabbage face. I don't know what the Irish face is. Beer face. I don't know.
Potato face. Yeah.
I guess let's try to make it as not casually racist as possible. I guess.
It's not a race.
I can't believe that is still to this day one of the highest rated Disney Channel original movies. And listen, it's still a made for TV movie, but
Yeah.
holy shit, there is just so many stupid things in that movie. Like they're talking it's supposed to be about heritage, and it's like they keep going in on, well, I'm an American, I don't care about my my Irish heritage, but I kind of do actually.
It's kind of like, fuck you, that's been abandoned. I'm this.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird movie. I would say it's probably worth watching, especially around that time of year. But I didn't remember if I really liked it, to be honest. Yeah, there you go, Michael Huey, Shamrock face. That's perfect. I gotta use that. I'll have to tell Tony that at work tomorrow. Anyway, so where is he on the Leprechaun scale? He's pretty damn lucky because remember he could basically play basketball like it's a fucking Teen Wolf or some shit. He's finding $20 bills on the ground.
Fucking Teen Lep versus Teen Wolf. Sign me up.
I think Team Lep's probably winning, especially if Michael J. Fox isn't the werewolf. Then he's really gonna be in trouble.
Oh yeah, well he needs to be the fucking werewolf, dude.
So I would also say that the guy's no longer like full leprechaun at the end of that movie, even though he just has the lucky coin.
It's like a curse.
But Dad, he's got to have someone. He pays people to come in and take it every once in a while. So Mom shrinks down real small. He can have those really incredible sex sessions where he's just sticking this tiny woman on his penis,
just grabbing the fucking log.
Oh yeah, going to town. Dad needs a little love too.
Oh, I think that happened, and he hit that gypsy woman. Yeah.
Are we talking about the thinner?
Yeah, that's what's happening in that scene.
Yeah, and then her dad, even though she's like a 90-year-old woman, and her dad's like another 15 years, 20 years old, and this guy's like 100. Thinner!
Leprechaun!
Yeah, that's what happens in Leprechaun 3. It might as well, right?
There you go. As far as I'm going to take that in a little bit different direction. I'm going to just like a movie direction. Like, where does it fall on the Leprechaun scale? Like between 1 through, I don't know, Back to the Hood or Returns?
Yeah, let's not mess that up. Remember, I kept fucking up in the episode.
I would watch Luck of the Irish before I watched In the Hood, Back to the Hood, or Returns again.
Well, Returns, absolutely. I have not seen that, but every review I've ever watched is like, this is one of the worst movies ever. Or not Returns, excuse me. Origins.
Oh, Origins is terrible. Oh, yeah, that too.
Returns.
I forget it's a movie because it sucks so bad.
Right. Like you were saying earlier, I've heard it kind of mixed, online and from people we know on Returns. But I would watch at least In the Hood over Luck of the Irish. Back to the Hood, I haven't seen it in a really long time. I don't remember it that well, so maybe I would just because I don't remember it. But I don't know. Luck of the Irish is tough to sit through.
Like Luck of the Irish is hilariously bad, in my opinion. And whereas, In the Hood and Back to the Hood are just goofy on purpose, and I'm not into that.
No, yeah, totally. I think just like I kind of said, I forget what that was on. It might have either been one of our patron streams, or it might have been at the end of month stream last time. But it was the Leprechaun episode. I'm sorry. I just like Ice-T. I don't know, something about the guy. I like the guy. He always kind of sells it for me. I mean, if the movie's a total POS, he ain't gonna save it. But at least I get a little bit more enjoyment when he's there.
And him interacting with Warwick Davis is fucking hilarious. It is.
Exactly. And Hunter, how you doing? He says, "Come on, you cannot beat Leprechaun in space."
It's great. It's great.
I might revisit in a year or two and have a different respect for it, but on an initial viewing, not a fan.
I will watch 4 over In the Hood for sure. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Okay, fair. I'd probably watch 4 over King of the Monsters ever again.
I'd agree.
Yeah, you're right. Ice-T does roll. Yeah, King of the Monsters. I honestly I had heard it's bad from a few people. I'll keep bringing them up. But Tony was kind of, from what I recall, he liked it but didn't love it. Kieran, for those familiar from Screen Wave and Cinemassacre. He said he hated it. And he was telling me how a few other people he knew didn't like it. So I was like, damn, what? How bad could this be? It's a bunch of monsters fighting. And then we watched it, and my takeaway was like, damn, that Rodan scene was probably my favorite part, and Godzilla's not even in it.
No, it's just because I think we talked about it when we watched it. Like, there's just so much other who could give a shits going on with these human characters. Like, I just don't give a shit. Like, just follow Godzilla and have these people kind of tail Godzilla, right? Like, what is he doing? What's the deal? You know what else? Just real quick, before we wrap that segment up, because I want to get to a question that CJ had asked. You have Godzilla vs. King Kong, okay? Who the fuck came to spank Ghidorah? Was it King Kong? Because he was on that map. I don't think so. No, it was Godzilla. Right. So, I guess my point with that is Godzilla's going to kick his ass, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I would love to see King Kong try to fight Ghidorah. He would get his fucking ass handed to him.
Yeah, those gravity beams hit him. He's fucking done.
Oh, yeah.
There were some cool parts in it, don't get me wrong. Some of the fight scenes with the monsters were cool. Right. It's just the human story really fucking sucked in that movie.
It was bad. And, like, all the decisions that they make in that film are terrible. And, like, not because... And like, they have to make bad decisions for the fucking thing to work, right? But, I don't know.
Sure. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it too hard if you haven't seen the movie, especially with the new one coming out. I don't know how many people are doing their rewatches now. Or first-time watches like I just did for the show. But there's like just some stuff that they do with Serizawa that I just thought was really fucking stupid. Like, hey, use a drone. You've been using them the whole fucking movie. And now one time where it would have been crucial, it's like, Dad, we'll just do this instead. Yeah. And it's like, oh, come on, man.
I think we talked about it being an homage of sorts. Anyway.
Yes, without saying it, sure.
CJ had asked what kaiju villains would we like to see going forward in the American Godzilla series? Biollante or Gigan or
Jet Jaguar. That'd be interesting. He'd probably help Godzilla realistically.
Yeah, I don't know. Who would I want to see?
Gotta bring Megalon back for that, right?
I think you could do Megalon fucking sick though. Like now. He like burrows under the ground and shit. He's a fucking giant bug. I don't think we've had any giant bugs yet in the legendary version.
I guess you could argue it's not a bug. We had the like spider thing in the King of the Monsters, and we had I guess the Mutos came back randomly.
Yeah, or like there was another one that happened to be hanging out. Like that kind of pissed me off. That pissed me off because it was like, oh, they've always been here under the ground or whatever.
In the Hollow Earth.
In the Hollow Earth, the gigantic caverns in eggs hibernating or whatever. Like, I hope they never fucking explain that in the movies. Because that is some fucking... Then his name is escaping me right now, but there was a science fiction writer. Do you know how old the Hollow Earth theory is, by the way?
Oh, like in general?
Yeah. Like, we're talking
old as hell.
We're talking like the teens, dude. Like 19 teens. Where like science fiction writers and shit had come up with those theories and shit like that. But anyway, that's a different podcast altogether.
I honestly like you named two right there, CJ. I think that would actually be great. Gigan or Biollante. I think Gigan just because he's so iconic. Like he's kind of in a shitty movie to be perfectly honest, at least in my opinion. But that creature design is really cool, and I just feel like it was squandered is the wrong word because obviously a lot of people do like it. But I just go back and watch that movie. I've kind of found out in recent viewings of some of these films that maybe I just don't like the Showa era. I don't know. I thought I did, and apparently I don't. So I don't know if that is why I'm a little hard on it.
I feel like the threat needs to be either alien. Or your favorite, Sean, Hedorah, if it was born out of some type of disaster or something, like some kind of new monster. Because it gets to the point where it's like, oh, what else is hiding underneath the Earth's crust? Another alpha male or whatever, alpha monster. No.
And here's the thing, if we get aliens, I think that is the route to go, honestly.
Only way to go. And you know what?
But
That's going to be the fucking best one because at that point, nobody's really going to give a shit, you know?
yeah, as long as we don't get those cockroach aliens, that is so stupid.
I like the gorilla aliens personally.
Not for me. Video Nasties is saying, what did we think of Final Wars Gigan? I thought Final Wars Gigan was fucking sick too.
He's fine. He's sitting over there on the shelf.
Because I haven't watched it in a while, but he has two forms in that, right? Because I know he has like the drill hands towards the end. Or is that a different movie?
No. I think they do spin at one point, but they're not. They don't transform.
Because like he gets defeated, and like Godzilla kills him, and then the aliens bring him back, and he's like one of the last ones he's got to fight before Weapon X or whatever the fuck it's called comes down. Oh, double chainsaw hands.
That's what it was. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other ones. Like Biollante is a pretty good choice, but that's like just actually a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Orga was kind of cool
Again,
in concept.
But that's an alien. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like maybe you could do like the what's his name, the Japanese name from, but the sea monster. Maybe you could do something where that Abira. You could kind of like that movie. I feel like doesn't hold up super well, but I feel like if you're gonna take that concept and translate it to this new version, I feel like that could work. Like a giant sea creature.
I think so.
That's on par with Godzilla, at least like in that vein.
I guess like that's the next logical step, right? Either aliens or something deep in the ocean. I don't know.
I guess we'll find out what the direction they take is after King Kong versus Godzilla. I mean, obviously, they're basically spoiling it online because they need to sell toys, but trying to avoid as much of that as possible.
I mean, oh, P.S. Did you see those people trying to like tank the fucking reviews for Godzilla vs King Kong?
No.
With the Snyder shit.
What's Snyder? Come on, people.
They're like giving it a 1-star or like half-star or 0-star reviews. And like hashtagging Snyder cut or whatever, or justice for Snyder or some shit, or let him continue the fucking Snyderverse.
The fuck does that have to do with Godzilla?
Fucks the shit out of me because Warner Brothers ? I don't know.
That is stupid. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say that like, straight up.
Really dumb. Somebody tagged us in. I think Charles on Twitter tagged us in that. I couldn't.
Oh, and, Charles. Speaking of,
and Chris Barb texted me about it too. From Talks from the Dark Side, which you should check out. We got new episodes coming.
Yes. Since we didn't mention him, I don't know if you're in the chat, Charles. If you are, good to see you. If not, well, hopefully you see the replay because I'm reading your question you emailed us. He sent, you guys know he sent us emails. I know we were doing, in the back half of last year, we were doing the listener questions, and I think we did address this in our first episode this season, but we're doing these live shows as kind of substitute for that to kind of get those burning questions in, get those Clint Howard trivia questions in, and so forth. And
just come hang out.
Yeah. I had a thought there, it escaped me. But anyway, if you send us emails, the idea now, we're going to read them on these live streams, unless they're very pertinent maybe to the movie, then maybe there'll be special edge cases here and there. But on to the question from Charles. He says, hey, guys. And unfortunately, Connor, chime in if you want, but I don't think we're going to really hear anything. He says, hey, guys, number one, fatal four-way of time-traveling shows and or movies. Which universe is the best to be in, and which one is the worst? And he says Frankenstein Unbound versus Dark versus Endgame versus Back to the Future.
What was that second one?
He said Dark. I don't know what that is.
The Dark Universe?
Oh, that we were just joking about. I guess that must be what he means.
Like the Dark Monster Universe?
I'm assuming, yeah.
What's up, Matt?
Hey, Matthew. You know what? The Frankenstein Unbound universe sounds like a terrible place. Whether you go by the book or the movie, because it's like you have these time slips constantly because of John Hurt's fucking Buchanan.
I'm sorry, what were the other ones?
The Dark Universe, Endgame, which I'm assuming means like the universe at the end of Endgame. Like the
snap?
Yeah, and then Back to the Future universe. Well, Back to the Future is kind of tricky because it's like which universe? Like, are we talking about like the one you get at the end of the film where everything kind of is fixed? Or, Dark from Netflix. I don't know that one.
I don't know that one
We'll
either.
have to look that up now. Sorry, Charles.
Sorry, Charlie.
I'm trying to think. For the sake of the show, I'd probably say Frankenstein Unbound.
I think so.
Endgame's interesting, though. Like, if you think about that, the MCU, the other MDU, The more popular one, I guess we should at least admit to.
So if half the population is gone from the planet Earth, does that mean more opportunity?
Well, if you saw Endgame, everyone was pretty much in the dumps. So if you didn't get snapped away, you were pretty much just a depressed sack of shit.
Trying to put
trying to get by.
trying to put your life back together. So no, I don't want that. I definitely Unbound, because then you can turn it into some kind of fucking crazy time traveling adventure, right? Like, you're eating fucking a fish in where the hell is he? Not Transylvania, Sweden, and the next minute, you're in fucking the Siberian tundra at the Epcot Center. I'm kind of into that.
Blowing up a power core that's powering the last city on Earth, some bullshit, and basically dooming humanity because you're a selfish son of a bitch.
Dude, I love the idea of wearing like a fucking duster and like fucking like goggles and shit, and having like a mini arsenal.
Like the end of what was that movie, the Simon Pegg one? This Is the End.
Yeah.
At the very end there, when it's like post-apocalyptic. Yes. Matthew Blackheart is asking what happened to him. I'm assuming you mean Connor. He just had a personal crisis that kind of came up last minute. We did mention it at the top, but that is why he is not here.
He will be back.
So I don't know. What is your answer? Back to the Future is kind of cool. Do I get the time machine though? Because I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. If I can get control of that, I could fuck up time. We could make it better. I don't know. I'm not the smartest guy.
Well, so if you get the
I would definitely get that. I would definitely get in that almanac. I'll tell you that much.
If you get the DeLorean, you need to have the knowledge of how to fix the motherfucking thing. You know what I mean?
I could just go. Oh yeah, the world's end. Not This Is the End. This Is the End is the Seth Rogen one. But I don't know that almanac. As much of an asshole as Biff is, he had the right fucking idea.
Oh yeah, I don't want to live in Biff's future though. Like fuck that. Like where he's like a multi-billionaire.
You don't want Marty to disappear on you.
Am I Marty in that situation?
Smash with the same gun. Yeah, are you Marty? Is that the question? Yeah. I don't know. You're fired, McFly. Fired? No, I'm fired. Man, that's a movie that we'll just never do on this show, but I do love that series quite a bit.
You know what? I bought the Blu-ray set, the first Blu-ray set when it came out, and I only watched the first one. I need to go back and watch that trilogy.
All good. I feel like the third one gets kind of overlooked because it's so different. But a few years back, I watched them all, and they're all good for different reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Like two is probably my favorite, except for the cliffhanger. And I get they obviously were doing that to set up the next one. Like I like the actual cliffhanger, but I just hate that you have to see the next one.
Well,
if that makes sense.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Sure. I get what you're saying. But they left the first one on a cliffhanger too.
Yeah, but it was also one of those things where it's like, I guess you're not wrong, but it was one of those things where it was like an open-ended ending where you can kind of be like, oh, if they're going on to another adventure, I would love to see that, but if not, this is a cool way to, finish the film.
Oh yeah, no, totally. But I like the idea of being like, oh, we gotta go back wherever, and then you're like, oh, where did they go? I don't know. They went to save the universe from John Hurt. They went back to Switzerland.
You know what? I would be an Endgame. I think might be my pick on with one caveat. I'm snapped away, and I just come back when they save the world, so I don't have to do. I basically get 5 years back. I don't have to worry about anything for like 5 years. I'm just gone. I'm in hell or heaven. I don't know, whatever the afterlife is in the MCU.
Well, you didn't watch WandaVision, so you don't know anything. We follow a character that has been snapped and then comes back.
Okay, you're making it sound like I had just made a terrible decision, so maybe not.
Well, also, you don't forget Falcon. It was the same thing for Falcon too. So he's been missing. If you haven't checked, dude, you should probably watch those shows. They're very good.
Yeah, I probably should, but I won't.
I don't know what I didn't know if I was gonna like it, but Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier is really good so far.
Yeah, they look good. Listen, I get it. Yeah, the production value is insane, and they're obviously really well done, or else nobody would be talking about these things.
They've been written well so far, is what I'm saying. Like, they're interesting.
I'm at that point where it's like I can only afford so many of these fucking streaming apps. I know they do like packages now, so maybe I just need to like reevaluate that. But I'm trying to I don't know. That's kind of my big wall right now is, I already have so many streaming apps and they're already like $10 or $15 a month as it is. It's like, oh, let me add another one.
Totally
But
get
if
it.
there's good stuff on it, I guess that could be justifiable.
No, absolutely. I think we have 3. Yeah. Um.
And just to finish that thought on Back to the Future, Matt asked, "Did we see the animated series?" And I don't think I've seen every episode, but as a kid, when it was airing on TV, I definitely watched a hefty amount of them.
I never watched the animated series, which is kind of strange. I feel like I would have, but I didn't.
That was definitely a Saturday morning cartoon that I definitely came back to.
Get your damn hands off her, Beth.
I remember Biff was drawn really weird in that. I think I can't remember many details. I remember the intro because they had the train in it.
NECA or NECA, however the fuck you want to say that. They did Back to the Future figures, and they did the animated series figures. If for anybody who cares.
Yeah. And Ken, I forget if we responded to that or not, but he says Chad Hurt with the gauntlet.
Oh yeah.
Reality could be whatever he wants it to be. I mean, he's already got that Chronica crown.
He's got the
We made
crown.
that post months ago.
Yeah, he's got the crown. He's got the gauntlet. He is fucking unstoppable.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, it's a reference to Mortal Kombat 11, the video game. The main bad guy is basically this time empress, for lack of a better term. And she has this crown that powers her up and gives her most of her abilities. And we had joked on an episode last year. And there's a graphic out there. Maybe we'll repost it after bringing it up. That I did of him walking to his car with the crown on. He's got fucking Baldwin next to him. And this character that came about due to a flub on Connor's part, Michael Clark Duncan as the character Garrus from Mortal Kombat 11, who's basically this timeless fucking warrior who's made out of like hourglass sand.
One of the best happy accidents ever.
Yeah, because I think he was trying to talk about Michael Jai White, and he just said Michael Clark Duncan, and he said it a few times. But to get back on track here, so yeah, we did those Godzilla and King Kong watch-alongs, and of course, if you were a patron, or are a patron rather, you saw those, and we're going to talk about it at the end of this stream, but we have some stuff planned for next month that we'll get into, but somewhere sandwiched in between all that.
Yeah, speaking of Patreon,
on 316 on Stone Cold Day.
What?
Yeah, what? One beer. 2 beer.
Sip of beer for Brian Boswick. Bosworth. I keep saying Boswick.
I thought you had it right that time.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, our Stone Cold commentary track. We hope the people that listened to it enjoyed it. I was laughing my ass off. Doing it and listening back. I love laughing at my own jokes, I guess.
We didn't get to watch it yet, but I'm excited to check. I mean, I had to edit it, so I was laughing pretty good. And yes, Barry Boswick, CJ. Keeps fucking me up.
Yes, we are very excited for Godzilla vs. Kong. Well, I don't want to put words in Joe's mouth, but I think he is also.
You know what? I am really excited.
I think it looks actually really good based on the trailers. I hope that it's not hiding a really bad human plot under all that. I'm a little worried because that Sean Hannity looking fuck is coming back with his daughter 11.
Oh my god! You know what? I don't need Millie Bobby Brown screaming and crying the whole time. I really don't. I want King Kong and Godzilla beating the shit out of each other. That's what I want.
She's not even really a bad actress, in my opinion. Like, I think she's fine. It's just that in King of the Monsters, it was just so much bullshit with that Orca device.
She's got nothing to do.
Well, she's got to be, she had to be in the scene so that when they showed a monster fight that you were interested in,
we could cut to
would cut away. Yeah, we could cut to her on the fucking helicopter instead of seeing Godzilla fight Ghidorah.
How did she not get crushed like 20 fucking times, dude?
I don't know how Vera Farmiga made it that fucking long into the film. You got Ghidorah's basically chasing her on his knuckles and she's just half driving away from him. Like, come on!
I know, give me a break. Should have been fucking dead. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. Before I lose the thread, too, Charles had a second question. I don't want to forget to read it. He also said, going back to that universe question, what is one movie not on Blu-ray or digital that you wish there was and why isn't? Okay, so it's not related.
The Kindred.
Robot Jocks comes to mind immediately.
Well, that is on Blu-ray.
You just can't get it anywhere.
And it is streaming on Amazon right now.
Yes, somebody had told us that recently.
Yeah, I think they just put it back on Prime, so I wonder who's bopping the fucking rights around. Shout Factory had put out that Blu-ray, but yeah, it's fucking really hard to get now.
Yeah, put your alert bell on for
Yeah,
that when it gets
yeah.
restocked.
I'm fucking still waiting. So Synapse was supposed to put out a Blu-ray of one of my favorite monster movies, The Kindred.
I don't know if I ever saw
Oh
that.
man, that's one that's been on the MD docket for a bit. So maybe we'll cover it this year, maybe next year. Excuse me. But yeah, I would really like a fully restored disc of that. Well, I guess we're getting it. It's been a slow process. So
I mean, speaking of Blu-rays that we actually had, but they just put out a better version of it. We were just talking about
oh yeah,
Godzilla. They re-released the Godzilla 2014 on 4K, and there's a trailer out there kind of showing you this, but the color grading they redid the whole thing, and Tony again coming up from Hack the Movies, he actually did a whole fucking Twitter thread on this comparing it. He had his 4K TV set up with the new red color grade, and he had his laptop set up with the old one. So if you have any interest in that, he's got a pretty good breakdown. You just got to go through his Twitter feed, and he's got a thread
totally.
or watch that trailer. That someone actually did a side by side on YouTube, but it's pretty
I
incredible.
wanna. Hopefully we get a chance to hang and watch that. I would like to watch that.
I'm trying to think of like other movies though that I. How about Baby's Day Out? Let's get Baby's Day Out in 4K. I just watch that. Fuck it.
I don't fucking need that ever.
Watch that groin stomp in
Oh
4K.
my god, I'm trying to think.
My money.
I'm trying to. I'm looking around here and I'm like, what would be good?
In Pursuit, because I got the DVD. I couldn't find it in a higher quality. That's another one.
Um,
I'm just naming like weird shit from MD at this point.
no,
I don't know.
totally.
I don't have any that I'm like sitting here like I wish I had it.
Y-
I usually just will buy the DVD at that point if I can't find the
You
Blu-ray.
know, Vinegar Syndrome and Severin, and 88 Films, and there was one other company too that's just been doing. There's so many new independent companies that are coming out now and kind of revivifying all of these old films that you can't get. That some of them you can't even get on tape, let alone a DVD. Um, and they're
Well, look at the Boneyard. They have that on Blu-ray now, but I remember if I'm not misremembering this, you saying at the time that it was like hard to find for
yeah,
years.
well, you can only get like the VHS rip for a long time, and then that was put out. Um, there was a
How about
there was a
here's
DVD, I
one,
think.
Home Sweet Home.
Oh, Sweet Home.
Well, maybe that too, but I said Home Sweet Home, the fucking Body by J
Oh, yeah,
classic.
yeah, yeah. Well, okay, so there you go. So yes, Home Sweet Home for sure, but I feel like that's gonna get covered at some point. Again by like Vincent or Severin.
I I just remember so many scenes are so dark in that movie. You need like an HDR setting to even know what's going
Oh
on.
yeah, it's like really washed out and fucked up. Like it would be interesting to see like a restored version of that, even though it's not the greatest fucking. I mean, but some of the shit again that Vinegar Syndrome's releasing, it's like it's B movies, so it's not everybody's cup of tea. But like, where was I going with that? Oh, Sweet Home, the Japanese movie based on the video game, which Resident Evil was actually based on.
Oh yeah.
And the company that myself and Chris Barr, our buddy Chris Barr, who's on Talks from the Dark Side with us, we had like a gray market company called Home Video Express, and we would find like the best rips at the time of the films that you couldn't get. Now this is before we had companies like Vinegar Syndrome and Severin and stuff doing air. I mean, you had Code Red and shit like that, but like we were doing stuff that nobody had good access to, transfers, good enough transfers that people had access to. So it was cool to kind of put that out, but that's one on the list that really deserves some attention. And I think CJ, I actually owe you a copy of Sweet Home. I didn't forget. It's just I've just been super busy. I meant to get him a copy of that.
One that actually would be great to get on Blu-ray. We've even talked about it kind of on the show. Would be Aberration.
Oh, that yes, that look. And again, if anybody's watching or everybody's like in touch with the people that have the rights, I think maybe Lionsgate might have the rights to it or not. I don't fucking know.
If you're watching,
If you're watching, yeah. Please, let's be I want to be a part of that creation of the aberration disc and release.
Oh my god.
If there's a '90s independent horror film, creature feature, if you will, that needs the attention, it's definitely that film. It's definitely that film.
A couple comments in response to Charles' email. We got here's one from Gustavo. He says Critters vs. Ghouls would be a good one.
Oh, Ghoulies, Critters vs. Ghoulies.
Oh, maybe that's what he meant.
Yeah, I'd watch the shit out of that. Gremlins vs. Ghoulies or something like that. Yeah, maybe. Actually, Gremlins vs. Critters. I think that would work better because you can have an army of each.
We could have Deadly Spawn versus the Gremlins. That could be another one.
Oh my god, they multiply like fucking rabbits. Those things.
Yeah, okay. So Brendan Lemune says he still has a few of his Home Video Express DVDs.
Thanks, man. I'm glad they're still bringing you joy. Because we did release a few movies that you still can't get. So if you hung on to those HVX DVDs, that's cool.
What else did we have in the can this month? I guess we didn't even really talk about it. We started to talk about it and got on a side
Stone Cold.
How about Stone Cold?
So that was a Patreon only release. Now, we have been talking about the idea of kind of, these things come out and then we release them like months down the line. Did you guys enjoy it? Did anybody watch it? What'd you think? This is kind of like we kind of want to get feedback from these get-togethers too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the movie's on YouTube, so if you want to just come in at the $5 tier, pay us that, donate that to the Patreon and check it out. It's very accessible. Mm-hmm. You don't have to own a DVD. You don't got to hunt for it on this one. It's I did it honestly in 5 minutes just to check it out, see how it was playing back, and like a charm, it was perfect.
And usually, we've had to do it one time, but we're probably gonna have to do it again. But we always provide a link to the film. We host a link to the film. So if it's hard to find, or if we pick a movie that's not streaming or on DVD or easily accessible, we'll always hook you guys up with a link so you can watch the flick and sync it up and do your thing.
And generally speaking, I think the idea is, to do stuff that maybe you guys can access, especially for these commentary tracks. But, every once in a while, there's that movie we want to just cover that is like some oddball thing that you found in the dumpster in the middle of Timbuktu.
And what a way to experience it with us talking over.
Right. Exactly.
Like Legend of Gatorface.
Oh, that's one. I still cannot believe that I thought that was fucking LeVar Burton in that movie. I was dead serious.
He was a young man at that time.
I know. I don't know what the hell I was. My brain took a big old shit for a minute there.
You're good. It was fucking hilarious.
But Stone Cold, holy shit, that movie is something else. Like, I don't want to spoil it too bad if you haven't seen it. And part of the fun of that commentary, I would have to guess, is reliving that discovery with us, because there was a few jaws on the floor after that.
Mind your own fucking business, honey. Fucking William Forsythe kills me in that fucking flick. And,
and we got Lance Hendrickson, too. It's he's going to tell you all about how we got those glasses.
It's one of the best action movies you've never fucking seen, right? Like, it is a ton of fun. The subject matter is disgustingly topical, especially for, a few months ago. And, it was a good time. It was a really good time.
Unless you got something to say about Stone Cold, you got any other thoughts about the Texas rattlesnake?
You asking me or them?
Yeah, well, a little bit of both. Sure, why not? Anybody? Anybody?
I think it's great. There is a sequel that we're gonna have to cover at some point.
Stone Cold Day does come around only once a year, so
you fucking next 316, baby.
And eventually we'll have to, once we get through those, we'll have to do an actual Stone Cold movie. What was that? Like that Battle Royale one he did.
I have no fucking idea.
Connor would know. Connor, what is it?
I know, Connor. Come on, bud. Help us out. All right.
Thanks for that, Connor. We'll get the answer to that later.
For sure. But yeah, and so we rounded out the month with the Deadly Spawn, or our newest episode. I don't know how many of you have gotten a chance to check it out yet. It just dropped Friday night. But that,
it looks like a decent amount of you have.
I mean, we were kind of flabbergasted. Jesus Christ, I sound like I'm fucking 80 years old.
Dang,
I was flabbergasted. No, we were really surprised about about how many people listened to that episode between Friday night and today and this morning.
Oh yeah.
So thank you, first of all, for listening and all your support and stuff. But yeah, that was a really fun one to do for me personally, because it's just it's a film that's close to me. And I think we all had a good time with it. Man,
Yeah, it's that rare B movie that we all liked. No one really had any major complaints. I feel like there's always there's always a chance with those kind of movies that one of us is just going to be like, it just didn't fucking work out for us. There was a pattern, in the past, but this one we were all kind of like, you know what, this is a great film.
like you in the Boneyard, exactly.
Yeah, your reaction just is hilarious to me at the end of that episode, because you really genuinely sounded like you had no idea I disliked it.
I think you should give it another chance. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, fair enough. I got to give Ali Oates a second try, right?
I mean, those things are. I mean, we're not talking about that now, but yes, give it another chance. It's such a good flick. And again, like I said, I go into it on the episode, but it's very inspirational for me. Again, I liken it to like Bad Taste and like Evil Dead and stuff like that, and the DIY classics.
And we get a lot of that in that it didn't come out yet, but our Ted Boas interview, he kind of breaks a lot of that down for us.
Yeah, we still got a few days of March left, so we got the Ted Boas interview Monday, and then we have Talks from the Dark Side coming at you too. Famous. Oh yeah, that's right, CJ. It was shot in Lithuania. Mm-hmm.
Actually, it was filmed in the great state of New Jersey. Side note, just before I keep going on about that, CJ did say he loves the Deadly Spoon. So,
oh yeah,
I think Salad Fingers was handling that.
That spoon gets you every time, dude.
Make a decade-old reference that most people won't get. It's Baldwin Honey. That name is just something else. Saying if it's
Baldwin,
not
honey.
starring yours truly, I'm not watching it, honey. Only pure American films for me. Okay. Side note, I don't know if I should really talk about this on air, but I'll talk about it anyway.
Does it concern me privately?
Maybe.
Okay.
We had an idea to do something with a Baldwin T-shirt down the line, and it has to involve that line in some capacity of like, fuck with me, honey, or something. I don't know the semantics, but that's making me think about that hardcore.
There's some stuff coming. I don't want to.
That's what I'm gonna say.
It's too far off to be like to tease it. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. But these are our loyal fans in the live stream, so I threw them a little bone there, a little idea.
There's definitely Baldwin shirts coming. There's definitely Chunky Chicken shirts coming. There's all kinds of good stuff, and we're gonna try to team up with some of our friends too to give you better quality merch. And again, like that store that we have now is kind of a temp thing to kind of get it rolling. But we're gonna have some high quality shit coming at you.
Yeah,
and
we got a lot of ideas that we're trying to execute on.
New pins and all kinds of good stuff.
Baldwin's really going to town in the chat here, saying. They do highly recommend my popular straight-to-DVD movie, Christmas with a capital C. A very important film, the life-changing, really. Well, not currently on the docket, but, the show's not going anywhere anytime soon, so that might be one to visit maybe next year. We do have a couple that are in pocket. That Henry Winkler movie, Wink Wink, might have to...
yeah, I'm excited to tackle that one. I don't think I've seen anybody ever fucking cover that one, so that's gonna be a interesting. CJ says a Baldwin shirt has to be pre-stained. I think if we did a white T-shirt with like salsa stains and shit on it, like I don't know that.
Oh my god, that might be something else.
Or like blood, or like a vampire bite. Get all like the kind of the Baldwin specials all over it.
The remains of the Baldwin statue, whatever, didn't get blown away into the fucking dumpster at the end of the season.
You know what? You need to make you need to render a gum
Oh,
Baldwin Shrine shirt. That would be interesting.
yeah, with the pepperoni nipples and the fucking
That's what I'm
the pocket dimension in the
Just
stomach.
Puma shit fucking spread on one side.
I still can't believe that he fought a fucking puma in that movie.
Look, it's starting to get warmer. It's starting to warm up. If you haven't seen In Pursuit, you need to fire that motherfucker up on a summer day. Get
It's on YouTube.
get your fucking tequila or get your margarita going and watch In Pursuit. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I got the DVD, but it's on YouTube. So.
Oh, for sure. Oh, and again, I just real quick note: Stone Cold is on YouTube, but it's like this great, like HD copy. It's very clean and a pleasant watch.
Well, hopefully, us drawing attention to it doesn't get it removed because I feel like that has actually happened before, but I have no proof for it.
And if it does, we have it. We will put it up for you.
Yes, yes. The Autistic Gamer 89 also said that Deadly Spawn was their favorite episode this month. So I'm glad people are liking it.
Good.
And Baldwin's glad that he's touched that we tickled his soul. Apparently.
Don't tickle me, honey.
Yeah, the Autistic Gamer 89 asks if Joe went through the Speed Force again. No, not Joe, but Connor absolutely did.
Connor definitely did. I know we sound kind of similar. I think. Well, that's what we've heard anyway.
I don't agree, but I also know you guys, so.
Well, that's what I mean.
What does it matter what I have?
Well, I feel like people who don't know us might
sure
confuse.
Confused.
Yeah. I was gonna say conflate.
Deadly Spawn. You got any other things that you want to say about that, Joe? Anybody in the chat? You have any questions about that movie in particular?
I mean, I said pretty much everything. The thing is, like I said, pretty much everything that I wanted to say in that episode, and definitely if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. And if you can get a copy of Metamorphosis, the Alien Factor, and Regenerated Man, the two unofficial sequels, Metamorphosis is fucking great. And maybe we'll come back to that at a later date for sure.
I think we might have to. Maybe next year. Yeah. Maybe. Now, we got anything else coming up the dock at the end of the month here, Joe? Or are we pretty much winding down? I think we kind of already teased one of them.
Yeah, so we're winding down. We're gonna get that Ted Boas interview Monday for you, and then we'll have a Talks from the Dark Side between now and the end of March. I don't know exactly what day. How many days we have left in March? It's not just Monday, right?
We have like 3, I think, 3 or 4.
Yeah, so you'll have the Ted Boas interview tomorrow, and you'll have a new Talks by Wednesday or Tuesday, whichever one of those.
That was a fun one to record. I gotta say that this show is already. I know we did the pilot first, but I don't want to spoil it too much because we didn't put it out yet. But that first episode was really just something else.
Yeah,
in a really good way.
Yeah, I'm excited. These are gonna be fun. They're gonna be like quick bites for you. They're a breeze if you have some time in between whatever you're doing or in between listening to the full episodes that are that can be like an hour and a half, 2 hours. These are in the pocket like 30 to 40 minutes tops.
And that just made me think of this because we're not quite ready to talk about it yet, but we will in a couple minutes. Mm-hmm. We were thinking about maybe revisiting some mini-sodes at some point too, because I know a few people had asked about that. I forget who had asked specifically, but they had asked for us maybe to revisit Bone Chillers in some capacity. Mm-hmm. Maybe we could find a one that makes sense for one of our months coming up. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing with the mini-sodes, they're Patreon exclusives too. They're more infrequent because we have a couple different things going on, but we're gonna try to be more consistent with putting that out. Like the most infrequent one is gonna be Book to the Movie, but we can in the interim we can probably put out a mini-sode. We're gonna have a mini-sode for you next month. And
we'll be talking about that shortly.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we've discussed how we're gonna do it. If we're gonna do Patreon or just general feed. I guess Patreon, at least to start with, for sure. Like you guys will hear it first. Who's ever signed up?
We'll talk about that in a few minutes. We also were talking to CB about a couple potential episodes to do for Book to the Movie. But unless you have anything else, Joe, I think we can. That was March,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Did we forget anything? I got
Uh,
vaccinated.
yeah, I'm fully vaccinated for sure.
CJ says, weird question, but would you guys consider a mini-sode on the TV show Black Scorpion? Wow, I haven't thought about Black Scorpion since it fucking came out. I think I watched the first episode and that was
I
it.
never saw it. I would love to do what is that? Warehouse 13. I would love to do that show.
Oh yeah. I like the idea of like for the minisodes, like I mean, this isn't anything set in stone because we've had multiple conversations behind the scenes of what those would be. Either movies where we have like kind of a roundtable discussion where it's not really a full blown episode, or like we did for Bone Chillers, where it was kind of like a not redacted, a truncated version of the show where we just covered that one topic.
Sure, and it was also specific like for Thanksgiving too. So
That fucking
Franken
Turkey, baby.
Um,
What a weird fucking show.
Oh man, I love it. It's like the cheapy goosebumps. I'm into it. Yeah, Autistic Gamers excited for some talks from the dark side. They're coming, and somebody else said something, but I don't have the chat open in another.
Oh, Johnny Disaster said at last night he saw a monster in the closet for the first time. Dear God, I gotta ask. Okay, so when I saw that movie for the first time, if you heard the episode, I did not get this whole plot point that this dude, when he takes his fucking glasses off, everyone is like, stops in their tracks because he's so beautiful or some bullshit.
He's Superman.
Did you understand that, or had you already listened to our episode prior to watching it? Because that is still stupid as hell to me.
I like it. I think it works.
I might have to revisit it, but I have no plans to revisit it.
It was beauty that killed the beast, man. You know, it's so funny that movie is the crux of Movie Dumpster. Like that was the one that was going to start it all.
That and Sukiyaki Western Django, which we talked about it a little on that episode. But me and Joe, we even had like all these ideas to kind of like do a video series based on that, and then we just it never really came together at the time. But now we're doing this, so I guess it was fated to happen eventually.
Oh, side note, a little fun fact. I don't know if we ever talked about it, but like, Movie Dumpster was also born out of the idea where we weren't going to call it Movie Dumpster when Sean and I wanted to do the video version, because Connor and I were going to do like a review thing, which was going to be like a blog, and then when Sean and I were going to do it, it was going to be a video thing. But I had bought this metal trash can, and the gimmick at the end of each video was that we were going to take the DVD or the VHS and fucking throw it in the garbage can. But it wasn't necessarily going to be called Movie Dumpster or Trash Dumpster or Can Garbage, whatever, Also,
that is funny. I forgot about that.
Also, if you go back to season 2 with the Trick or Trash promos, the garbage can that the werewolf hand comes out of holding the pumpkin, that is the same fucking garbage can that we had bought in like 2006 to do the show, and I still had it.
And it does seem like Johnny Disaster saying he did listen to the episode before he watched. So I guess he knew going in.
Okay.
He got a little bit of a precursor to it. He did like it though. Well, I did not, but definitely. I feel like I always say this because I feel like I always think people should form their own opinions, but you should at least watch it and see if you like it. I was just not a fan.
Whether it sparks your interest because of how bad we say it is or how good we say it is, I don't care which one of those things it is. I'm just glad that you're watching the movie. But yeah, we're a big advocate of that. Watch the flick, judge it for yourself, and then have a laugh at what we talk about.
And the Autistic Gamer 89 asks, was Monster in the Closet the movie with the guy who did the voice of Gizmo in it?
No, that's
do you know?
That's Little Monsters, and that's Howie Mandel.
Oh yeah, another great movie.
Mm-hmm. Which
he spit on the principal.
He put piss in my apple juice.
Fucking, what does he put in the sandwich? Kitty litter?
Cat food.
Oh, cat food, straight up. Oh my God, I still can't believe that kid in less than a year turned into Buzz.
I know that always blew
Ronnie
my.
Coleman.
Yeah, even I had no idea And I was like, that kind of looks like him, but like his balls dropped within a year, and he did.
Not even,
You know?
because I think we looked it up at the time. I don't remember what episode it was. What was he in? Something else that we did? Maybe we were just talking about it when we did our Home Alone 4 episode, possibly.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, when we were talking about it, I looked it up, and it was like they had to have been shot like not even 12 months apart.
That's insane to me. Yeah. Stay tuned. Maybe Little Monsters is coming up with another good friend of the show. So possibly, let's see.
I can't wait to make all my Howie Mandel hypochondriac fucking jokes.
Your germ jokes. You know,
That's gotta suck though. You know, people know that. Like that's pretty common, or not common, but like that's in pop culture. Like I feel like if you know who Howie Mandel is, most people that know him know that he hates that. And yet constantly people are fucking with this guy, making him like shake their hand, fucking with them about the hand sanitizer. And the thing is, I think he was kind of onto something, as we found out last year.
well, what always was crazy to me is like how much he had to be like touched and stuff to put the prosthetics on for Little Monsters. So I don't know if maybe it was something he developed after that. Who knows?
All those fingers all over him just drove him insane.
That must have been fucking horrible for that guy. And yes, Jules, PB and onion sandwiches for the win. I'll be eating one if we do it. I'll do a video of how to make the perfect peanut butter and onion sandwich and enjoy it.
I have never had one because it sounds disgusting. But if you're gonna do that, call me up. I'll come over and you can make me one, and I'll bring the beer. I guess
we'll eat it together. That sounds great.
Do it on stream because that always goes.
Yes.
Peanut butter sandwich on air.
I'm totally an advocate for eating weird shit and or expired things that we probably shouldn't. I still have that.
Yeah.
I still have that fucking hot chip, dude. I don't know what to do with it exactly, but we'll figure it out.
We can come up with something.
Yeah. So I want to, we should probably kind of wrap this up. But we do want to talk about some of the stuff coming up for April.
I do want to read an email
I'm sorry.
first.
Go ahead.
And then we could do that, and then we could probably wrap this up in the next like 10 or 15.
Sure. Sorry, I didn't know we had another email.
Yeah. We got one here from Brian Barrow, I believe that's how that's said. Excuse me if I did not spell that or say that correctly. But he sent us this email, and he says, "Hello. I just wanted to say how great your show is. All three of you have great chemistry and hilarious jokes and movie references."
Thank you.
Now you might understand why I wanted to read this live on air. It's, patting us on the back. I really wanted to, give this guy his chance to, tell us how much he loves us to a live audience, obviously. He continues, "I discovered your show just this week," and this email was sent earlier this month, but he says, "because of your Guyver 1 and 2 reviews, which were amazing. Definitely should go check those out. We did those both in season 1, kind of not that far removed from each other, so it's kind of an interesting, I was going to say case study, but just like an interesting complete breakdown of those movies and a little bit of the anime we go into." And he says, "I have never met another person who has even seen the films, let alone enjoyed them." Not me. I stumbled upon these movies when I was about 8 years old on my uncle's movie shelf. He recorded it on an old VHS tape, terrible quality, but me and my brother were instantly hooked on the movies. Since then, I've watched all the anime and OVA movies and read all the manga, both of which is incomplete and probably will not ever be completed, which sucks. I didn't know that.
I need that 80s one. I don't have that.
The anime?
Yeah, I have the 2005 remake. Sorry, go ahead.
Almost finished. He said, "Since I've discovered your show, I've been binging your series. He says, I just happened to listen to all your Bale movie reviews in a row: Equilibrium, Reign of Fire, and he just finished Salvation. That is one hell of a way to go about it, because those movies have a bit of a through line with Christian Bale.
Oh yeah, that's a good stacked fucking arc, if you will, MCU arc."
Oh, yeah. And he kind of finishes it off saying, "Every time I finished a review, it makes me want to watch the movies again." And he finishes off saying, "If you haven't yet, I suggest doing a review of Starship Troopers, another blockbuster flop that I absolutely love, LOL. And anyways, keep up the good work." Thanks for that email. And we know someone that would love to come on for that movie, I'm sure, but it is not necessarily like on the pipeline right now. But I would be totally down to do Starship Troopers.
we'll see how the rest of this year works out. We're doing things a little differently behind the scenes of how we're kind of scheduling things. Both being opportunistic and doing things that have been suggested, and also doing things that we just want to do. So trying to get a good mix of everything in there. We what would make me the buddy of elf of the MDU?
Oh man, make Joe Buddy the Elf to the MDU. I don't know. You could be. Are you taking gum off the street and eating it? Because that honestly,
no.
that's what I was doing to help build the Baldwin statue. Was find all these gum this old gum in the streets and bringing it home into my closet.
Oh, you mean eating the weird shit? Yeah, probably. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
oh yeah.
I'm like I'm like the garbage pail kid version of Buddy the Elf. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got spaghetti and syrup. You got peanut butter and onion
Yes.
sandwiches. And before we go into our breakdown for what we got coming up, Matthew does say any full moon movies coming up. We can't say, but full moon always holds a special place in the dumpster trio's hearts. Even Connor's non-beating heart there in the bottom right corner.
We have we have stuff coming out from we have picks coming out from the Empire Full Moon Moonbeam universe in the pipe. Is it soon? I don't know, but it's in there for sure.
Any chance of a mega shark month? Well, it's an idea for sure. I wouldn't rule it out.
No. Sharksploitation month? I don't know.
Don't fall in on that ghost shark idea.
Oh no.
Read a couple more of these comments before we kind of get into what we got to
Sure.
say. It's Baldwin Honey with a final line, it seems, saying, "I'm out of here, honey. Just give GVD and Starfish my hashtag Danny Boy's pipes. His pipe is calling. Little chef's kiss. Oh, Danny Boy." Leprechaun 4, they definitely have that kind of joke in there, so. And Dusty, how you doing? So with all that said, let's hey Serge made it in here in the final moments.
We were just talking about Empire Pictures films, so
yeah, wink wink, yeah. So April.
Yes.
What do we got cooking up? Some people already know. If you're over on the Patreon, you might have seen some stuff on Instagram also if you follow a particular person that is involved with what we're going to talk about, but take it away, Joe.
Yeah, if you follow our good friend Davey the Scaredy Cat DeForn, he has posted some BTS of what he's been working on for us, what we've been cooking up for April. So you should follow. If you don't follow him, you should follow him anyway and purchase some of his art because it's fucking sweet and he does awesome commissions too. But well, before we talk about what we're doing, I guess we can show you guys the art if you haven't seen it yet. So I want to just bring it up real quick so you can take a gander, and then we'll get into talking about it. So here it is.
I think maybe in our wrap-up stream from last year, but we're pulling the trigger on it, the proverbial one, and we're doing a video game month.
Sure are.
Are we talking about the name yet? Or are we kind of keeping that close in pocket for
We
right
could talk
now?
about the name. So that's the artwork portion, but the full logo is not complete yet. So that'll be dropping for April with an MD guide, and you guys know the routine, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, the main focal point of April is, of course, that Mortal Kombat remake that's coming out that looks fucking amazing. So we were like, shit, we want to...
Shockingly enough.
Yeah, so we were like, shit, we want to talk about some video game movies, particularly fighting game movies. Do we want to spoil it? Do we want to like just say...
Yeah, I just want to comment real quick. I know me and Joe both look beautiful in that picture, but that is the most ripped I've ever looked as Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn,
yeah.
Sean Kahn, I don't know, however you want to look at it. But Davey really fucking knocked it out of the park with this art. Joe is Blanca, me as Shao Kahn, and of course Connor. It just made total sense. He had to be,
had to be
Scorpion with the skull head. It just was perfect.
And
we're all beating the shit out of each other because that's what they would probably do.
There you go.
Yeah, you want to lay the name on the people, and then we can kind of run this down a little, at least the movies for sure.
The name of the month is Super Combat Fighter Double Dumpster Edition Turbo.
Yeah. Hope you wrote that one down. Of course, obviously playing homage and kind of poking a little fun at all those mostly Capcom's at fault here.
Yeah.
I mean, other companies did it too. Let's not even try to kid ourselves, but Capcom, it was famous and still is to this day, these ridiculously long titles. So that was kind of the joke, and we figured, what the hell, we're going all in on the fighting games. Let's make this wacky fucking name, and that's what we landed on.
sure.
And I think we're all pretty proud of it.
Yeah, we got some good stuff coming up. We're covering. I believe we have guests on 2 episodes. We have Double Dragon coming out, with our good friend Hunter Davenport, from the Phantom Zone. We're doing Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat, because we did Annihilation already. And then we'll be doing a mini-sode of the Mortal Kombat remake that's coming out next month. And then we're going to be doing the Street Fighter movie with our good friend Kieran from
Kieran Fallon.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And
he is a super fan of that movie, so it should be both episodes are going to be great. Well, I'm talking about with our guests, but all of them are going to be a ton of fun.
All of them are going to be really fun. We're going to have a good time. And for Patreon exclusives, we have we're going to be having a Doom commentary track, and we're going to have a watch along of Future Cops, which is a Chinese martial arts film that rips off Dragon Ball Z and the Street Fighter series. And there's people dressed like Bison or M. Bison and Goku and Guile and Chun-Li. It's fucking insane.
Fucking crazy. Yeah, we Joe brought this to my attention because we were like trying to figure out what to do for April that was kind of video game theme, and he was like, "Oh, we should do this Chinese Street Fighter movie," and just come to find out, it looks crazy.
Oh yeah, it looks insane. And you know what? I've seen it one or 2 times, and
that's 2 times more than I've seen.
Well, I heard about it years ago, and it just made fucking sense to tackle something. It's so ludicrous, and like nobody's fucking seen it or heard of it, and if you have, like, I'm super impressed. But that should be a really good time. It is all in Cantonese though. There is no English dub. So we were kind of worried about being able to read the subtitles and listen to us, but I think it actually might work out better. So you can read and listen at the same time, or you know what I mean.
And if it's a horrible failure, at least we'll have a good time while it happens.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? Oh, Doom was kind of one we landed on. So I guess that's the only one that's not necessarily a fighting game related thing. But how could we not do Doom? That's going to be so much fun. And by the way, we looked this up earlier. It's one of the movies where The Rock it was still early in his career, so he was actually credited as The Rock. He's not even Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
It just stars The Rock.
Yeah.
But we're also doing giveaways too. And they're going to work a little different. There's not going to be a code or anything like that, even though that's kind of fun. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, it would be kind of fun. You had to enter the special code to unlock the characters or whatever, but we're not doing it that way. It's just going to be a very basic, reshare the post, like the post, tag a friend kind of shit. And all the prizes are going to be exactly the same. They're not ready yet, so I don't have anything to show you, but they will come. It will be a custom Genesis game case with custom artwork for the event. It will not have the Dave DeForn artwork on it. It will have a special artwork specifically for the cover, and then inside you'll have a game cartridge with the cover sticker on it, so it's like a mock video game or mock Genesis cartridge. But then you'll also get a T-shirt of the artwork that Dave had done, and some stickers and shit like that. So some cool stuff. And and for Patreon, we'll have an exclusive limited edition version of the T-shirt, only available to our patrons, which is the Player 2 artwork, which is a completely recolored version of the main art that Davey had done.
Which we did post on Patreon, so you can kind of see the side by side if you sign up for any tier for that one.
So we got some cool stuff coming up for sure.
I love both versions. I'm gonna, since I can,
Yeah.
because we're in charge of it, I'm gonna get one of each.
Yes.
To be perfectly honest.
For sure.
I we got anything else? I think we're gonna have some kind of talks from the crypt that'll probably come out, but we don't know exactly in what capacity yet.
Oh, talks
We're
on the
always gonna try to get.
talks on the dark side.
Oh, my
It's
mistake.
not
My
crypt
mistake.
yet. We're not there yet.
Yeah, we might get there in like 5 years.
Maybe.
At this rate. Which is I'm totally okay with that because we got to get monsters in between there.
True, but yeah, you're right. There will be intermittently somewhere in there. There will be a talks from the dark side for sure,
and maybe more. But those are the things we can commit to at the moment. We're still kind of exploring a couple other things.
You got 3 full free episodes that are available to everybody in the stream. You got for patrons, we got a mini-sode, a commentary track, and a watch along. And again, the talks from the dark side will also be free within the regular feed. So if there's and of course the contest will be available to everybody, not just patrons.
Mm-hmm.
If there's ever a time to sign up, maybe it's now. You know what I'm saying? You get there could be an exclusive T-shirt. You get fucking mini-sodes, commentary tracks, watch-alongs, all kinds of good stuff. So, and thank you guys so much that do support us already on Patreon and kind of perpetuate the show and support us doing what we love to do and talk about movies and make fun shit for you guys.
Yeah, and it's always kind of an evolving thing. We're going month from month, year to year, kind of trying to figure this out along with you guys, and we're just kind of we want to keep trying new stuff and seeing what works, what doesn't, and take your feedback into the discussion when we decide on what we're doing, and we're trying to just kind of keep evolving the show, kind of just to piggyback on what Joe was saying, and I think it's a pretty good plan.
I like,
and we hope you enjoy it. Honestly, at the end of the day,
sure.
whether we're happy with it or not, if you guys don't like it, it doesn't mean jack shit. So we hope you enjoy all that. I think we got some cool shit planned.
Oh yeah, this is becoming one of my favorite things that we do at the end of the month to kind of like check in and see what's up with you guys, what you guys thought of the month. The episodes, the extra content, what you would like us, what would you like to see, what would you like us to do or release or what have you, stuff like that. And just to hang out and bullshit and chat in a real way where we can all kind of talk to each other at the same time. So instead of just hearing us in a one-way conversation through your car radio or wherever you're listening.
And I might have said this already, so I apologize if I did, but it's like, just what Joe was just saying. It's like we kind of landed on this, video game month, let's say, because we were kind of playing with the idea back, behind the scenes, like, we want to do this, like, okay, we kind of do, we're not sure, and we kind of threw it to you guys, and I think it was that end of year stream, or maybe the first one of the year, I forget, and everyone seemed like really on board with that idea, so we were like, you know what, maybe we should do this, and that's kind of now we're doing it. We got this awesome art, we got these awesome films to cover, and I'm really looking forward to it.
It's gonna be good. Really good. But yeah, if you have anything else, Sean?
That's it.
I'm good. Just want to say thank you all again for all your support, coming out, hanging out with us, hanging into the show, listening to the show, appreciating the show, and that we do. It really means a lot to us, it's always a pleasure to keep going, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content, and we will catch you. At the end of next month, of course, we'll do this again, but don't forget, you got that Ted Boas interview tomorrow and the new Talks from the Dark Side to cap off March, and then we'll see you in April for sure. But with that being said, have a good one.